Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about red, white, and blue American politics and Netflix's Madam Secretary. All right, so Netflix has done. Let's talk about Netflix's Madam Secretary. What it is. First of all, spoilers for Netflix's Madam Secretary. Now, first things first, you're saying, hey, Netflix's Madam Secretary, isn't that CBS's Madam Secretary? No, it is not. So one, I cannot say this enough. American entertainment is the new American steel, right? This is where our real money, our real power, our real influence, this is where American big baller red, white, and blue energy is coming from. It don't have to do with corn, oil, and steel anymore. It's American entertainment. And think about it. What are the biggest streamers in the world? Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Netflix. That's it. That's like everybody else is some scrub little Me Too. Yeah, can we use that? Yeah, I think we can use that now, right? Me Too. I'm in here as well now, right? Because the whole Me Too Hashtag Me Too, that had a distinct meaning in 2016, but I think a ton of, a really big group that used to be, real, we support Me Too, just, kind of signed off, or unsigned that whole thing recently. A whole bunch of people who were, real hashtag Me Too, just were if we need something, it's not that important. Which I was really shocked to see. I was really shocked to see that a major American organization that was, really, really in support of the 2016 Me Too was like, well, not if it gets in the way of something we need, right? And which I was just shocked that happened, but it happened. This is where we are. Right? You can't keep up with it. It just changes so fast. So I think what happened in 2016, hashtag Me Too, huge movement. But I think we're getting to the point where you could say Me Too, it doesn't mean what it meant in 2016 because all that's kind of been. It's almost like what was it? There was a big movement in 20 whole bunch of people who had no leader and went against Wall Street, and then found out that, oh yeah, you do need a leader or nothing's going to stick, right? Kind of like that. It's just kind of evaporating, because the people who were this is super important are now well, it's not so important if there's something we really need to get done, and it's getting in the way of other goals, and you're like, oh man, come on, man, say one thing, not three things. Very, very sad. All right, let's stay on target here. And actually, Me Too movement is very apropos when you're talking about Madam Secretary. This is a fascinating show. All right. So why is Madam Secretary Netflix's Madam Secretary and not CBS's Madam Secretary? Well, CBS did make Madam Secretary. What is Madam Secretary? Madam Secretary is a scripted 1-hour political drama. Okay. And it tells the story of the Secretary of State, right? And it's a fictionalized show, and it was created by CBS. But it doesn't matter that it was created by CBS, because it was on for 6 years. 6 years! Madam Secretary was on for 6 years. It just completed. It's a complete series now, right? It was on for 6 years. It had Tia Leoni. I'm a huge fan of Tia Leoni, right? I really liked her from her Bad Boys days. She was on my radar because she was David Duchovny's wife. And I was a huge David Duchovny fan because I was a big X-Men fan, right? I'm just a big fan of Tia Leoni's work. I'm a Tia Leoni fan. Also, I'm a political drama fan. I watched all of West Wing. I watched, if it's fictional politics, I'm watching it, right? But this show was on for 6 years, and I never saw a single episode. Not one. I knew the show existed, but I never saw a single episode. Netflix dropped all of it 2 weeks ago, and I'm just trucking through it, right? By the way, spoilers for Madam Secretary. I'm trucking through this thing. It is fantastic. I absolutely love the show. Highly recommended. 5 out of 5 stars. But this is Netflix's Madam Secretary. Because one, CBS sold it to them. So it's theirs now, right? And the other thing is, I can't believe this, right? But these streaming organizations are becoming so incredibly powerful, right? Waco. Fantastic series. I highly recommend that you watch Waco. Waco was made by Paramount. Who cares, right? It didn't matter until it hit Netflix, right? Because everybody's got Netflix. It's a standard, right? Yes, there's 4 people in America who don't have Netflix. And they're all Amish, right? Everybody's got Netflix. And so that thing, so really, it really has become an entertainment standard. And so you could be some little side hustle network like CBS, doing your thing and hustling hard, making entertainment, but your stuff don't matter until it drops on Netflix. And boy, oh boy, does CBS. CBS is they are the old school, man, that's the original, that's the OG style of entertainment. Good Lord. I actually think CBS, I think they're very careful about protecting their content, and boy, do they do a good job of it, right? I'm a Star Trek fan. I ain't seen a Star Trek show in 3 years, right? They make Star Trek shows and then shuffle it off to some, paywall, behind some paywall. Nobody sees it, but as soon as it drops on Netflix, everybody will see it, and your show will matter. Waco was the defining moment for this, right? Paramount made this thing 2 years. Nobody cared about it because nobody saw it. They put it on Netflix. Boom, top 10. Boom, everybody's seen it. Done. Right? So not only is American entertainment incredibly powerful, but Netflix is an incredibly powerful vector for American entertainment. And if you don't think that this is important, you better pay attention, because it is. This is globally important and highly politically important. FANG. FANG. FAANG. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. FANG. It is literally an acronym within essentially for the stock market to say, hey, you better be watching these tech stocks. And they're all tech stocks. So you got to watch these tech stocks. Netflix drives entire industries now. Entire industries. It's incredible, right? So this is Netflix's Madam Secretary. Thing lived on CBS for 6 years and ain't nobody seen it, right? But now, everybody's going to see it, right? So I think that's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. So let's talk about the show. What is the show? The show is truly, truly fascinating. Listen to this. So what it is I kid you not, you're going to think half the things I have to tell people, it's going to sound like I'm joking. I ain't joking, right? The whole entire show is, what if Hillary Clinton, when she had been Secretary of State, was cool? That's the whole show. That is the whole show. I kid you not, right? That's the concept. It is hysterical, right? What if Hillary Clinton, when she was Secretary of State, was cool and effective, and people cared about what she said, right? I'm like, whoa, man. And, and it's like a fantasy show for Democrats, right? For Hillary, it's a fantasy show for Hillary Democrats, right? Now, why? Now, first of all, I didn't vote for Hillary, right? And Hillary never said anything I was excited about, and that was before 2019. Unfortunately, I think the Clinton name is done in politics, period. 2019 revelations about Clinton friends. No, you don't want anybody lined up with those kind of people. That name is finito, right? I think they're going to start skipping him when they list Bill Clinton when they start listing the presidents. 2019 was not a good year for Bill Clinton, right? It's just you hung out with who? You went where? And that just it's gonna be hard for Hillary to scrub that off, right? The optics are terrible, right? And that's just the optics. We don't even know what the reality is, right? So, but Hillary Even though Bill Clinton was her husband, a lot of people think of her in an independent way, right? And this whole show was literally, the whole show is just, what if Hillary was cool and effective? Shocking. Absolutely shocking that somebody would make a show like this. Now, if Hillary ain't my jam, why am I loving this show? Well, it's fantastic because Hillary was a real Secretary of State. She really did the job, right? And this show shows beat for beat. Like, every incident that Hillary Clinton ever had, it's in this show. But it has a happy ending, right? Like, but you get to see, like, how the government works, you know. You get to see backroom deals. You get to see shenanigans. You get to see how things are done without money. Those are, like, and, you know, and that's the point. Like, everybody's like, oh, they're crooked and they got bribed. No. Like, there's not, I don't really, corruption is not high in American politics. It's not high in American politics. What is ridiculously high in American politics is shenanigans. Just crazy, weird hacking of the system. Here's a good example of this, right? Now, actually, you're seeing a lot of this in the video game industry right now. Animal Crossing, right now, has a huge problem with their currency. So, basically, right now, because of coronavirus, almost none of the companies are really doing major updates on their games. So, Animal Crossing doesn't have any ability to update. Animal Crossing New Horizons does not have the ability to update their game. So, what's happening right now with Animal Crossing? It is crazy what's happening. Wait until you hear this. So what they're doing with Animal Crossing right now, I kid you not, this is incredible, is Animal Crossing has this situation where if you take an object and you take it into a room and you put a 2x1 table on top of a table, anything on that table gets, and then you walk out of the room and back into the room, the object is duplicated. So what, and then you can sell those objects. Right, so people in the game, they just hack the game, right? And it's completely broken, the currency within Animal Crossing. For anybody who knows how to do this hack, they can just have 1,000,000 bells done. And somebody even figured out how to do it with Nook Miles, right? And that's what's happening in our government. Just these weird hacks of the system, and people just lever down on them, right? And just hack our system like crazy, right? It's not law breaking. It's just ridiculous shenanigans. And because Americans are like, you know what? We've solved food, clothing, and we're real close to solving shelter. Like, the Maslow's hierarchy, like the bottom 2-3 layers are all completely done. We're all just figuring out how to be artists now. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. The American public don't even care, right? And so that, I think that, and you get to see that just beat for beat in the show. It is incredibly good. So basically, if you are a fan of politics, American politics, check out Madam Secretary. It is absolutely fantastic. You will learn a lot about how the government really works, right? Also, it's really fantastic because it's constantly talking about other nations, right? And I, for one, I'm an American, right? So I don't know where anything is. I know the Pacific is on, like, the California side, the Atlantic's on this side, and I know that London's in Europe. And that's about it. That's like all my geography, right? And so that's one of the things, as an American, it's hard for me to know where things are on the planet. And this show, it entertains me while it says, oh, well, Pacific Islanders, this is where they are, right? Oh, Russia has issues with Japan. Russia, because its proximity, can have issues with Japan and India and China, right? And so, like, all those kind of international politics, that's all in there as well. It is a fantastic show. If you are a political wonk, and if you're listening to this channel, you certainly are a political wonk, right? This show's going to be your jam. Check it out. It is seriously good. 5 out of 5 stars. And I think it really sheds a fantastic light on how our government acts, how things actually get done in our government, right? How petty people can be, and how a lot of things happen because of spite, all those kind of things. And if you're a Hillary fan, man, boy oh boy, do you want to watch this. That's the whole concept of this show, is what if Hillary was cool and effective? Yeah. Last thing I want to say about this, because the red and the blue are really fascinating in America. And one thing that the Reds have mastered is the Reds own entertainment. I'm sorry, the Blues own entertainment. They truly do, right? Most of their artists, most of their kids are artists or want to be artists. They are all into television and video games and movies, right? Reds, woo boy, they don't own nothing in entertainment, and none of their kids are artists. They're all bankers and lawyers and doctors, right? And the reality is, Reds don't really encourage their kids to do anything in the entertainment world. So one of the things that's interesting is the Blues really paint these beautiful pictures of what the world should look like in entertainment. And then the Reds actually control real power. They don't need to make drawings of what effective politicians look like because they do it in the real world. They don't make shows about it. You gotta watch this show. It is fascinating, and it has a lot of analogies for where we are in our real world. Oh, that's my opinion. Did you see this thing? Are you thinking about watching it? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.